Edward Smith actual says, I wonder if the armed forces will pay bonuses if they return. I've said this before too. If I was Donald Trump, I would publicly say, with Mattis at my side, if you have if you've been forced out of the military because it was so antithetical to your warrior ethics, anybody with combat experience we will take back, and we will pay you what you would have earned in the interim period. Not just a bonus, not just here's $1,000 bonus. If you left 4 years ago and you were making 30 grand a year, that's $120,000. That's what we'll give you to come back. Cheap. That's cheap for what we learned and what these guys have. So he's somebody at 608 keeps saying he's a welfare president. He kind of is, you know. He shows up. That's what he does. He shows up and smiles, and he's tall and he's slim and he wears nice suits, and the liberals just fall down because they have no reality to base any of this on. They don't care about the fact that he's gutted the military. What the hell do we need a military for? You know, we don't need a military. We're completely free. No one's attacking us. What do we need a military for? That's how they think. It's just how they think. Rich, I just scrolled past it. He said, good officers won't need to be bribed. I don't consider it a bribe, Rich. Paying people for the time they missed, I don't consider that a bribe at all. I think it's the opposite of a bribe. I'm saying this is something that you earn. Bribe is something you give to somebody to get something you want. This is saying this is what you would have made if you'd stayed here, and you should have stayed here. And this was a mistake on our part, and we're going to rectify it. And if we have to buy two less F-35s, two fewer F-35s, then there you go. All right, so we're running out of time here, so I really do have to get a lot of stuff done tonight, but let's see if we can do one more here. A lot of questions about Obama being the best president in history, so we just kind of just say we just took care of that. That's a good thing to go with here. We're going to end up tonight. Wow, it's a long question. Bob Knife, take 3. Apparently you've been asking this a couple times, Bob. Bob writes what appears to be an extremely complex and interesting and informative paragraph, but the first sentence is the setup, and he says, I'm thinking through the following stream of consciousness, thinking about what to do as Americans going forward. Now, Bob, I'm not going to be able to read that because it's just not something that's very entertaining to people, but I would like to discuss the stream of consciousness going forward, and I'll read your comment in great detail once we get off the air here. I think you can sum up the big picture of what we have to do in 2017 this way. If we do not take full advantage of this opportunity to remake the structures of this country back into what they were, then this is in fact a one-off, and we will not see the like of it again. We were not going to get a second chance. We have to do something to restore Americans. We have to reintroduce Americans to America, or we will lose. Despite the fact that Hillary Clinton lost and Donald Trump won, more and more and more and more people are becoming socialists every day. We have to get in there, and we have to change the course of the country. It's an opportunity that we cannot squander, and that's why all of this stuff is more important now than ever. It's important because if we do what we usually do, which is, hey, we won, we can relax, then I don't know that we're ever going to win again. We've got to restore the credibility of all of these departments, IRS, the Justice Department, State Department. They need to be cleaned out and replaced with people who are answerable to the people of this country, not to a political party or whatever donations they can make. That's what I think needs to happen in terms of going forward. Is we have to reassemble the structure. I'm not interested so much in individual acts so much as I'm not interested, in other words, if there's a piece of legislation concerning the Justice Department. I'm concerned about cleaning out the Justice Department of anybody who compromised their personal honor as a result of political pressure or as a result of political gain. Pretty simple, really. That's what I would do. And it's really going to be interesting, and we're going to find out pretty quickly. I think there is an excellent sign in Donald Trump's cabinet appointees. The big debate, and I've heard many people just say this out loud, is this. Is Donald Trump going to run the country himself, or is he going to let his cabinet run the country? And that's not a derogative thing, the second option. And if you look at the choices that he's made, if he's going to run the country, if he was determined to micromanage everything, and he does not have a history of that, then the people he would have chosen for Defense Department head and all the rest of them would be nothing burgers, right? You don't want somebody strong. You're going to do it all yourself. You want somebody to say, yes, sir, and then just follow your wishes. But with Mattis and the people with the EPA, people at HUD, all of them, every single person, it seems to me, nearly every person that he's appointed are people who are going to go in there and do what needs to get done. I find that an incredibly optimistic read on things. Incredibly optimistic. So we're going to find out. The first year is going to do it one way or another. But I think this country has an amazing opportunity, and for God's sake, if we fall asleep on this one, I just don't know what we'll do. And it's about time for me to go.